Good morning, traders. It is Monday, the 3rd of August, 2015. It's 8:02 a.m. Chicago time. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. And following our routine review of the overnight news, pretty light actually. Markets are closed in Canada and Australia. European markets are higher. The Athens Stock Exchange, the ASE, reopened after a 5-week closure and is trading lower by 235 points, or about 22%. Asian markets tracked the sell-off in U.S. markets on Friday to the downside, and China growth concerns continue to weigh on commodities. Gold is lower, oil is lower by 2%. The U.S. dollar is higher versus the pound, lower against the yen, and higher against the euro. Iran's oil minister said that it can increase production by 500,000 barrels per day within a week of sanctions being lifted. Again, this sent oil prices tumbling by about 2%. The People's Bank of China official says that downward economic pressure is not small on the Chinese economy, warns of local debt and banking risks. Just recently this morning, we got June's PCE deflator came in at 0.2% in line. June personal income came in at 0.4 versus 0.3 estimated, so slightly better. And June PCE core month on month came in at 0.1% in line. That's pretty much it for the news for the session. And looking ahead at what's coming out, we have at 8:45 Central, 15 minutes after the open, we have manufacturing PMI final looking for 53.8 consensus on that. We have 9 o'clock construction spending looking for 0.6%. And looking for ISM manufacturing at 9 o'clock Central, also 53.5. And apart from and prices paid, looking for 49.5. So we have three numbers at 9 o'clock Central, 10 Eastern, one at 8:45, 9:45 Eastern. At 8 a.m. right now, Fed's Powell, voting hawk, is on a panel discussion on U.S. bond markets in Washington. And, of course, the ECB is going to announce holdings of S&P and CBPP purchases at 8:45. Since it's Monday, looking ahead at the week, tomorrow, UK housing prices, construction PMI. Also, we get European PPI and U.S. factory orders tomorrow. Wednesday, German, European, UK, and U.S. services PMI, European retail sales. Wednesday also brings U.S. ADP employment, trade balance, ISM non-manufacturing, as well as crude oil inventories. Thursday, we get German factory orders, construction PMI, UK industrial production, manufacturing production, the Bank of England rates decision, and Bank of England's inflation report on Thursday, as well as the natural gas figures. Friday, we get German trade balance, industrial production, current account, UK trade balance. And then Friday is a big day, U.S. unemployment, non-farm payroll, and consumer credit this Friday. Let's switch gears now and look at the technical picture of this market. So overall, Friday performed as expected initially. I'll tell you what the primary hypothesis for Friday was. Friday was looking for responsive selling back into the 2103, 2102.50 area. We got that pretty early, so we're looking for a push to here. So Friday's plan was to drop right away as responsive selling comes in, and then for it to chop in this area, potentially test down here, and then we're looking for it to rise up and test 2112, 2112.50. That partially happened, didn't quite play out. However, hypothesis 2 did play out. Hypothesis number 2 looked for responsive selling back to 2102.50, 2103, chop around, and for it to drop down to this 2098.50 CLVN, and it went to 98.75. So missed it by a tick, and then we were looking for a choppy afternoon on Friday on the hypothesis. Did not have a lower target, but what it did do is it got its response, its buying back out of the range, just like Hypo 1. It's kind of a hybrid Hypo 1, Hypo 2 play, but later it just gave it all up and moved back down. Note that Friday put in a point of control right at 98.50. Remember, 98.50 is a key area, a key price in this area, and we see the market balancing down in that region. So here it is. If we look at what's happened since the new high was made, you could see that we pushed lower and then we rallied back up. And what we've done is we've formed a multiple, there's a little one here, multiple distribution profile, and have become responsive from above back into the point of control of that profile. So if I include it now, the point of control moves to 98.50 right here. So overall, the market is getting a little heavy. If we look at the overnight session and look at it over a broad spectrum of a few days, we see that the point of control has been having a hard time moving up over the last couple of days. So it's been moving up pretty good. There's a day session here. The night sessions are blue. Day sessions are all gray. And you can see the point of control moving up here. Moving up and then going sideways, and now it's moving down and down again on the overnight session. It's rejecting these higher prices, and we're not able to get to 2112.50. I did expect it to push at least to 2112.50, and it got to 2109.25 on the overnight last Friday. So it's getting toppy. So as we come in and look at what it did overnight last night, we have what is a beautiful Gaussian profile here. This is something out of a statistics book with the value area centered around the middle and around the point of control. You have a cluster of point of control, VWAP, and so forth. This is complete balance here, but it is transferring the point of control lower, and so the market's accepting lower and lower prices as value. This here is the result of the European, right after the European Open, a quick reaction, and then from there it's just been sideways. In my opinion, the way this is shaping up, it's likely to push even lower. The delta overnight is negative, and prices are below the prior close and below, just under value. Actually, they're right at value. So inventory is balanced to short into the overnight. Let me turn down my news feed here. The inventory is balanced to slightly short. I expect a pretty choppy open this morning. I expect it to be a balanced open. I don't expect that there will be too much going on coming into the session today. We're basically opening right up against that 2098.50 area that you see here. So we have this point of control, and currently we're trading right up against it. So overall, I expect that resistance will continue to show itself. I expect resistance to be right in this area here. This is the first LVN plus it's the FOMC release high, which happens to be the overnight high as well, 2102.50. That's not a coincidence. So this morning's primary hypothesis is for it to just chop around. It's anybody's call, but if it does push up, I'm looking for resistance, return to the point of control, and then start to move lower towards the 2089.50 as the first target. That's about 10 points away. So that's right here, this CLVN, and it brings us close to the low of last Thursday. That's the primary hypothesis. I don't think there's going to be much action today. I think it's going to be fairly quiet unless there are some surprises, and it doesn't seem like there are going to be some surprises. News is pretty muted. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. I've gotten a lot of emails, and I have to apologize about this. The Trade Wisdom session from last Wednesday never was released, and it's still on my list. I've been just jammed. I'm working on quite a few projects, and I have not been able to get to it. I wrote the script to it, but I have not been able to record it yet. I will get it out there. I apologize about that. I usually get things out when I say I do, since this is completely under my control. But it's just I got to pace myself and make sure that I'm not overdoing it. Anyway, I'll release that. You'll know about it. I'll blast it out to the list on futurestrader71.com. And it'll be on Twitter and on YouTube. All right. Have a great day, and mind your risk. We are in the middle of summer. Love the volume that's coming in. It's been steady volume. We had 1.4 million contracts on the day session on Friday. That's more than the usual, and we're getting some pretty good swings. So it's a good thing. Usually by now, July, August, it's fairly dead. 7 to 8 point ranges. So we're blessed to have this movement. Just watch your risk so you can stay in the game. Leverage is the biggest thing that could hurt you in this game, in my opinion. Good luck.